Hey everyone, and welcome back to Miss Azriel's Gaming. So we're going to jump back into TerrorFest because the new episode is out. And if you remember my playthrough, now I've heard from multiple different people who died in the last episode is all dependent upon who you picked in the last chapter. So where I went with, oh my god, I want to call him Tyler. It's Tyson. But for some reason, I always want to call him Tyler. I don't know why. Maybe it's just I feel like he needs to be a Tyler instead. But I picked him. We took our relationship to the next level. And Lucky ended up dead. Now, I've heard that people who picked Lucky to move the relationship forward with, I believe Coda was the one that ended up dead. And, Lucky was the one that ended up kidnapped. So, if you got a different, outcome than I did, let me know down below. And if you're enjoying TerrorFest, please leave me a like. It really helps get my videos out there and, promote this, really great story, to many people, as we can see it. And I don't know, there's something going on down there. All the chapters are black for some reason. That's weird. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Chapter 9, Little House of Horrors. A moment of stunned silence passes over you, Tyson, Zare, and Coda as you register Lucky's body laying at your feet. Then the horror of it all hits you at once. Oh my god. Oh my god! Azriel! Without hesitation, Tyson yanks you away from the doorway and into his arms. As your eyes lock on Lucky's mutilated frame, Tyson squeezes your hand, trying desperately to ground you to the moment as he whispers in your ear, "You're okay. Can you hear me? You're fine. I'm right here." You squeeze your eyes shut as images of Destiny's vacant stare and blood gushing from Alan's neck threaten to push their way to the forefront. But as the screams from the crowd at the parade and the thud of Lucky's body dropping to the ground echo in your ears, you dig deep to find your inner strength. Build Fort Tough, you had enough fortitude to weather the storm. "I'm okay. I'm safe. Nothing can hurt me." Bit by bit, you feel your heart rate slowing back to its usual pace, and when you blink open your eyes, you find Tyson standing in front of you, his gaze concerned. "Are you okay?" "I am now, will be when we figure out who the hell did this." I am now. Always when Tyson's there, even though I want to call him Tyler. You have no idea how good it is to see your face after a freak out like that. It's like being able to breathe again. Let's make a deal. From here on out, I'm the only one that gets to take your breath away, okay? You had me worried. I think we all should be... Lucky's body was still warm when it fell on me, so the killer must be nearby. Zare rushes past Lucky's corpse and out into the night, looking across the expanse of the estate, only to shake their head. "There's nothing out there, Azriel." "And no one saw anything?" "No, because we were all too focused on arguing. Again. Guys, we're overlooking a glaring, obvious suspect. Someone who kicked off this whole thing and got us looking at each other in the first place. The reporter." For a moment, you're all silent. Then... "Bro, what are you talking about?" "Coda, she's dead." "Not necessarily. We only got her nose in that package, and movie logic says you can't be sure someone's dead if you don't see a body." I mean... kind of true. Oh my god, would you shut up about those damn movies? No one's gonna say cut and give us a second take. This is real life. And from where I'm sitting, the only glaring obvious suspect is the guy whose whole goal seems to be making us look everywhere but at him. You remember how viciously Coda insisted the killer could be someone in the group after you received the package at the library, and for the first time, you wonder if he has an agenda. Who do you side with? Oh, man. Coda, Zare, go easy on Coda. Coda, Zare's right. In all honesty, I sus Zare. Like, sus Zare hard. And part of the reason is because their mother is the mayor. It's election season. All of this is happening now. Zare's the one who's disappeared the most, right next to Lucky, because Lucky disappeared a lot as well. I'm on Coda's side for right now, because I'm sussing Zare so hard right now. Okay, so Zare, go easy on Coda. I mean, plus this doesn't do us any good if we're going to just suspect each other. We're never going to figure out what's going on. We have to keep, on our toes, but we also have to keep in mind that it might not be us. It could be the mayor. It could be the detective. Like, there are so many suspects that it could be, and it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody in our group. Okay, so until we're sure, we can't discount any possibilities, including the noseless reporter. See? At least Azrael is thinking logically about this. I wouldn't exactly call that logical. I've got some cold hard logic for you. Zare knew about tunnels that would let them get around sight unseen. Azrael found them trailing their mother's political rival. Can we honestly trust someone who's spying on people like a total creep? Hey, if Zare says it was to take down their mom, I believe them. The situation is way more complicated for them than for us. Whoa. Let's not act like you're some ringing endorsement. What did I do? You mean aside from lying about where you sneak off to all the time? Does it look like any of us could carry Lucky's dead weight all the way from the school? Why are you so damn yoked anyway? Zare's comment draws your eyes to Tyson's frame, and as the three of them bicker, you look on, dreading the idea that one of them may be harboring a deadly secret. I don't like to think any of them could do this, but what if the killer really is among us? As you study Tyson's athletic build, you can't help but think of Coda's obsession with Stabby Joe and Zare's deception. Who do you suspect the most? Oh my god. I don't think it's Tyson, but I think that's part of me doesn't want to suspect our love interest. Coda seems too obvious because of the movie stuff. It makes sense. It also makes sense with Zare. And I think I just suspect Zare more. With their mom and everything else, I think it's Zare. Okay, so pivotal choice made, a suspect has been chosen. It's always the quiet ones is a saying for a reason, which that's true. You always gotta watch out for those quiet ones. Zare's changed a lot since I knew them last. Maybe too much. You tune back into the conversation as Coda bangs his hand on the side table. We may not have any solid ideas about who the killer is, but one thing I know for sure is that there's no killer at Yunci's house, so I'm going home. Finally, some sense. I think that's probably for the best. Good night, Azrael. Wait! As they turn to leave, you plant yourself in front of the door, spreading your arms wide. Listen, clearly we don't know who killed Lucky. But what I do know is, staying here will help us test each other. If the killer's not one of us, we make the perfect bait. Y'all are not leaving me here alone with a dead body. I mean, it's true. It's kind of funny. They're all leaving me. Nobody's called the police. They all fight and they're like, oh, yep, we're all leaving. And they're going to leave me with the dead body, pinning me as Stabby Joe. That sure as hell ain't happening. But I feel like, if the killer's not one of us, we make the perfect bait. If we go our separate ways, we're open to that killer. We're open to the Stabby Joe copycat. I don't believe the killer's among us, but for whatever reason, the killer is targeting our friend group. And what better way to lure them out than by staying together? Besides, we stand a better chance together than apart. For a moment, silence falls over you and your group, then... As much as I hate to admit it, Azrael's right. If there's a third-party killer, this is the best way to draw them out. Yeah, but I wish we didn't have to do it ourselves as bait. I wish we didn't have to use ourselves as bait to do it. No one looks ecstatic about the idea, but one by one, you get begrudging nods from the others, and you let out a shaky breath. Okay, now in case the killer is someone out there and not in here, we should focus on securing the doors and windows to make sure no one can get in. Yeah, but if no one can get in, that means no one can get out either, Azrael. You look around and your friends size each other up, distrust permeating the air. Quickly, you step in. Then we'll leave the second floor alone in case we need to escape. Now come on, let's get to work. Together you spend the next hours nailing the downstairs window shut and moving furniture to block the doors. Ready? 1, 2, 3, lift! I hate doing sound effects so much, but even as you work, the lingering tensions never fades. Coda keeps checking the exits to make sure they're secure, and while Zare never turns their back on any of you, Tyson sticks to your side like glue. Eventually, you turn to him. Is this really how things are going to be? Earlier this week, it felt like we were closer than ever, and now nobody trusts each other. Shh. He looks around warily at the rest of your friends, and you notice all of them cutting eyes at you suspiciously. It'll be okay, Azrael. Eventually we'll find our way back to each other, and you know you'll always have me. But for now, someone's trying to kill us all, and you know what they say. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Tyson gets back to work, and as you try to do the same, you catch Zare sliding a letter opener off of an end table and into their pocket. They look up in time to catch you staring, and as they play it off with a forced smile, a chill runs down your spine. That's either sus, or they're just getting something to defend themselves, which could be the thing, but that's odd. Quietly convince them to put it back, call them out, or say nothing. I mean, maybe I don't want to call them out because that could make Coda and Tyson even more sus of Zare. So I'm going to try to quietly convince them to put it back. I don't want to make a big deal out of it in case it was just like a defensive weapon. Okay, so you meet Zare's smile with one of your own and casually make your way over to test the window they've just nailed shut. Good work. I can't even get it to budge. Well, isn't the point for nobody to get in or out? And mostly, as you turn to lock eyes with Zare, your voice drops to a whisper. Unless your letter opener is going to handle the not getting out part? Slowly, Zare's smile slips from their face. I don't know what you're talking about. Tension's already high enough around here, and people do crazy things when they feel trapped. That fight earlier nearly came to blows. What do you think will happen to you if I tell the others what's in your pocket? You watch as realization floods their face, and Zare gives the room a cursory glance before stepping closer to avoid being overheard. I know what you're thinking, but I only took it to protect myself. I don't care why you took it. Put it back now. You watch as Zare wordlessly retrieves the letter opener from their pocket and sets it back on the table. Then you meet their gaze. I'm watching you. Now get back to work. Suddenly you go back to sealing the exits, and when you look over again sometime later, the windows have Zare's full its focus. Looks like that's all of them. Then we should call it a night. I don't know about you guys, but I'm exhausted. You take a look at your crew, and only then do you notice the weariness carving lines in their faces. The events of the last few days have aged all of you years, but as your eyes flick over to Lucky's lifeless body, you know there's more to be done. I'll be right up. I just need a minute to say goodbye. Why have they not called the police at this point? You're going to lock yourself up with a dead body? That makes no sense to me. Coda, Tyson, and Zare nod and quietly head off to bed, and as the silence of the house settles down on you, you grab a blanket and kneel to drape it over your friend. I don't know what to do, Lucky. Either someone in this house is out to kill us all, or they're my only hope against whoever is. How am I supposed to know who to trust? I wish you could just tell me who did this to you. You get no response, and with a sigh, you pull the blanket over Lucky's face, a cold resolve settling over you. But since you can't, I guess I'll have to rely on my gut to plan my next move. And my gut says Tyson was right. Preparation is key. I don't need anything deadly, just something to slow the killer down enough to give me the upper hand. You glance around the room, and as your eye catches on plenty of options to ambush your unnamed foe, you start to see the plan take shape. Set up defenses to raise your fortitude score and trap in anything or anyone lurking around in the night. Okay, so we're going to set a booby trap. Time to catch a killer. Even if it only buys me a few seconds, the advantage could be the difference between life and death. But since I don't know where the threat is coming from, I'll need to cover my bases. You head for the base of the stairs, surveying the small patch of flooring between them and the front door. If I put something loud down here, it could act as a warning that someone's coming up the stairs. And maybe even trip up the killer and give them a taste of their own medicine. I just need to figure out what to use. Your eyes land on the discarded roll of bubble wrap Destiny used to protect the valuables during the party, and the rope the killer used to hang their bloody banner. I should prioritize safety, maximum pain. I'm gonna go with safety. I'll put some bubble wrap down in front of the door and on the stairs. Carefully, you unroll the bubble wrap and tape it down before standing back and observing your work. In the dark, no one will ever know what's there. Safe, but effective. Perfect. You step over your contraption and climb the stairs. But as you reach the hallway, you take in the proximity of the bedrooms your friends have claimed to each other and yours. As much as I hate to think it, if the killer's one of the gang, then we're all sitting ducks. I need something to put them at a disadvantage. Plastic wrap calls to you from the railing where drunken partygoers used to make a beer slingshot. Down the hall, you spot bath oils on the edge of the tub. I think I'll plastic wrap the hallway, oil the floor. I'm going to oil the floor. We're going home alone with this. You sneak down the hall and into the bathroom to swipe the bath oils. One homemade slide coming up. You turn the bottles upside down and pour the oils all over the hallway, leaving a small path against one wall for you to get to your room. That should be enough to put anyone on their ass and make them smell good too. Now I just need something to trap the killer long enough for me to see who they are. You open the nearby closet and crouch down to rifle through the junk shoved at the bottom, only to pull out your father's old fishing net and a rusty bear trap you found years ago while exploring the forest. The net will definitely do the job, but the trap will do that and then some. I think the trap's a good idea. Unless it's so rusty. I mean, I would hope that in using the diamonds to do this stuff, no matter what we pick, it's going to work. So I would use the bear trap because it's going to hold them longer in case they do have that knife, because they can cut through that net. The trap's going to take longer, it's going to hold them, it's going to be painful, and they're going to be injured so that they can't do anymore to us, unless it turns out we catch the wrong person, but we're going to use the trap. This rusty thing will be basically invisible in the dark, so they can run right into it and get the surprise of their life. You hook the chain to a nearby vent, then brace your hands against either side of the spring-loaded plate, locking the mechanism into place. As you leave the set trap in the middle of the hallway, you step around it carefully, giving it a wide berth. Kevin McAllister, you set up a defense against the killer. If that won't hold them, nothing will. As you edge your way to your room, you feel a pang of regret. I hate that it's come to this. I used to trust these people with my life, and now I'm setting traps in case one of them is a secret murderer. But as sad as it is, when it comes down to me and my loved ones, I'm ready to do whatever it takes. With thoughts of Alan, Destiny, Lucky, and the countless others that met their ends by the killer's hand in your mind, you turn off the hallway light and head for your bedroom. But as you open the door to your room, you find Zaire sitting on the edge of your bed. Zaire? I thought you went to bed. Yeah, I was going to, but there's just something I need to get off my chest. Inside your chest, your heart pounds. Relax, Azrael. Zaire is one of your oldest friends, or maybe they're here to kill you. No pressure. You clutch the doorknob in your fist, hesitating between coming in and slamming it closed, and as Zaire's eyes flicker to your grasp, you assess the situation. I should hear them out, get them out as soon as possible. Zaire could be coming in here to kind of test me, to see if I suspect them. If I shoo Zaire out too soon, that could be bad. Maybe Zaire has information. Maybe Zaire's going to come clean and say, hey, I think it's my mom. So I'm going to hear him out. And hopefully I don't regret doing that. Against your better judgment, you take a breath and casually make your way into the room as if it were any other day. Now, I would have stayed by the door. I'm not moving in. I've been like, yeah, sure, you talk. I'm going to stand here. Okay, what's up? You lean against your desk, inches away from where Zaire sits. In a blatant show of faith, they heave a sigh of relief. After what happened downstairs, I was worried you wouldn't trust me at all, and I don't think I could handle that. Because right now, you're the only one I can trust completely, and I have something to show you. Oh, might get evidence. Zara pulls out their phone and starts to look through it. I was texting with Lucky after Alan died, and she had a request. They hand the phone over, and curious, you take a look at the screen. If anything ever happens to me, open the envelope in my bedroom drawer and follow the instructions. Do you think she knew something about the killer, or had a guess about their identity? I don't know, but I want to find out, and I want you to come with me. I don't know. Look, I know everyone is a suspect right now, but I had hoped that since Lucky trusted me with whatever this is, you might trust me too. As they stare hopefully back at you, you can't help but falter. I know I can't just trust them because they're my friend, but I am curious to know what Lucky wanted them to know. Tag along with Zara to build your bond, earn a boost to your fortitude score, and find out what Lucky was hiding. Okay, so we know right off the bat we're safe and going. In real life, I probably wouldn't do that. Because we don't know. Zara could be the killer, and we don't want to get, be alone in a situation where we're walking away from two other people being able to help us. But we're going to go ahead and sneak out with Zara. It is a dying wish, and this might give us some information about who the killer is. So we're gonna sneak out. Okay, let's do it. Great. Now we just have to figure a way out of here that doesn't involve any of the first floor windows or doors. I think I know just the way. You lead Sarah out of the same window Destiny led you through just days ago and make your way to Lucky's house. Destiny's blood stains the floor, the only sign that anything is amiss. I can't believe we were all here together just yesterday. Let's hurry up and find the envelope so we can get out of here. You head over to Lucky's desk and pull open the bottom drawer. Sure enough, taped to the bottom is a plain envelope. Okay, envelope, grab it. Alright, Lucky, let's see what you have to say. You pull out the note inside and unfold it, reading it out loud to Zara. If you're reading this, I'm probably dead. But as my friend, I'm entrusting you with this very important task. Deleting and or destroying all of my inappropriate and embarrassing stuff before my Tia's Kismosis can see it. You mean we came all the way here to delete her search history? A job for only the truest of friends. Are you kidding me? That's what it is. Serious choices. That's what you give me for those diamonds. I'm thinking I'm going to get a clue. I have to delete her search history because she was looking up some not safe for work stuff. I mean, come on. Okay, so Zara takes a note from you reading aloud. Here's a list of passwords for all my accounts, and I wrote down where everything else is hidden. I'm counting on you. Love, Lucky. I can't believe this. Is it ridiculous? Yeah, but it's also kind of funny, and it definitely feels like something she'd do. Let's just take care of the list and get out of here. Why don't I take care of her digital footprint and you look for stuff around here, hidden around here. Sounds good. As Zara checks for the location of the first item on your list, you log on to Lucky's computer. I'll start with her saved pictures, her search history. Well, let's start with her search history, because she might not have anything inappropriate in saved pictures, so more likely you're going to have it in your search history. So you navigate through the many private browser tabs Lucky left open on her computer. Oh, Lucky, how do you just leave this open on your computer? Is that what I think it is? Let's just say I didn't know she was into this type of thing and leave it at that. That might be the nicest thing anyone has ever done for me. You close each open tab, but just as you're about to clear the search history, you notice a weird inquiry. How to tell your friend they're in an unhealthy relationship. What's this doing here? You start to scroll back to see what other searches were made around this time. Okay, that's done. How's it going over there, Azrael? Only for Zara to turn your way. Quickly, you delete the history. So far, so not completely traumatizing. Lucky you. I've been wading through Lucky's journals, and I've got to say, It's really weird reading the innermost thoughts of someone who no longer has any, you know? Huh. I wouldn't have expected Lucky to be the journaling type. Me neither. It makes me wonder how much we really knew about her, you know? You and me both. As Zare gets back to work, their words resonate, and you turn back to the computer. Whatever else you're hiding, Lucky? Or what else were you hiding, Lucky? I cannot read today. I have a lot of those days, I'm noticing. So what else were you into, Lucky? Okay, so you click into the address bar of her browser, and as you type in www, the autofill dropdown suggests clock app and pictogram. I should reset her clock app algorithm, scrub her pictogram. Probably her pictogram? All the note says underneath, pictogram is, delete any of my posts I bookmarked and anything else on my account you think should go. I trust your judgment. Fair enough. You log onto her pictogram bookmarks, but it's just full of thirst traps and crochet videos. You click out to look at the post she's privated. There's some grade A embarrassing middle school content in here. Pictures from 8th grade semi-formal, a blurry shot of her on a bus. But aside from seriously cringy captions and a mountain of unnecessary hashtags, nothing seems out of the ordinary. With a sigh, you take down a handful of posts of her half naked at parties, but are able to leave most things up. Oh my god. What? You launch to your feet ready for anything, only to turn and come face to face with Lucky's vlogger. I knew it. I knew it was some BDSM stuff in there. I knew that's what we'd seen on the computer. Zare bounces it so the strings dance playfully in your face and you shove them away. Ooh, don't put that in my face. Get the thing away from me. You have no idea where it's been. Considering the size of Lucky's stash of intimates, I've got a pretty good idea. This is so sacrilegious. She asked us to get rid of the stuff, not make fun of her. We're supposed to we're supposed to respect the dead and be sad and think fast. Zare rifles through the drawer with speed and tosses something your way. Without thinking, you open your hands. Oh! No, don't throw that at me. At the last second, you dodge the intimate object and stare at Zare in shock. Zare! Oh, come on. Only then do you hear the break in their voice, and at once it becomes clear that they're feeling everything you are, and then some. Is it sad our friend is dead? Yes, of course. Would I give anything to have her back? Without a doubt. But there's no way Lucky invited us over to get rid of these. They hold up a pair of tiny latex underwear, and though her eyes water, they're smiling when the tears fall. And didn't think we were gonna get a laugh out of it. Lucky lived a full life. Who are we to sanitize that down to fit into the narrative we want? For a moment, you feel a well of emotions bubbling to the surface, and your sadness is reflected in Zare's face. There's no way a killer could fake this level of emotion, right? Well, not necessarily. Zare could have killed Lucky, but still felt bad about it. You know, it obviously seems like they were pretty close, you know, for her to leave Zare that message. So, you know, I mean, it's still possible. Still, the knot in your stomach won't leave, and rather than study it endlessly, you force your feelings down and take the underwear, giving the thin material a healthy stretch. The swamp ass she must have had in these would have been terrible. Only Lucky would be crazy enough to buy these. Hey, that's why we loved her, right? Damn straight. But we need to get these out of here while we still have the chance. Let's get back to work. With a teary smile, you slingshot them at Zare and whip out Lucky's phone, punching in the passcode before settling in. I should delete everything in the Notes app, all text threads. Probably the text threads, but the Notes app. What could be in the notes? And I feel like we might be able to find a few things. Or should I do text? No, I'm going to do the notes. You give Lucky's notes a glance for the direction she left for her phone. Please don't read any of the notes. Just delete them, please. Of all the things to tell you not to look at, Kind of makes me wonder what's in there. You open the app and, feeling only a little bad for invading a dead woman's privacy, you skim until you're sure you found the note she meant. Backpack suspects, old fling, random influencer, and she struck through the names of everyone in the group and just wrote packed next to them. Everything okay? Zare's voice shocks you back to reality, and though you're sure the surprise is written all over your face, you delete the note and hold up another one for Zare to see. Draft text to a situationship or something. And I definitely saw some melodramatic poetry. Ooh, but honestly, who doesn't have some notes app poetry they want to take to their grave? Fair point. Okay, almost done. I'm gonna wipe her chatter account, and then there's just a few quick things left. Me too, just bagging everything up to throw away somewhere. You log on to her other social media and go to delete any inappropriate or embarrassing post. But a notification for an unread DM catches your attention. Whoa, it's from Destiny. She sent on the day that she died. You open the thread and start to read the last few messages. Surprise, surprise, Backpack is def not taking the LA news well. Uh-oh, what happened? What I expected, don't go, I need you, followed by becoming a stage 5 clinger. And at this point, it's like kind of manipulative, you know? No, because you still won't tell me who it is. Doesn't matter, we're basically broken up. Basically? What the hell does that mean? That I'm ignoring them like a bad rash until I leave. You're still gonna go? Of course, I want this bad and no one is worth sacrificing my dream for. Whoa, Destiny only sent that message a few minutes before she died. And it looks like Lucky didn't know who she was seeing either. Alright, Azrael, I'm ready when you are. Quickly, you delete the account before standing and looking around Lucky's room for the last time. Ready? You and Zare make your way back, crawling in through the upstairs window and flopping down into your bed. Well, it wasn't much help in catching the killer, but I'm still glad we did what Lucky wanted. Me too. Did you find anything interesting? Actually, I didn't find Jack. Think Lucky was texting Destiny right before she died. Should I tell Zare? Maybe. I mean, honestly, it really doesn't mean anything because we didn't find out who was being texted or anything like that. You know, who she was talking about that was texting her. So we'll go ahead and we'll tell. Partners in crime, you just tried to trust Zare, like right before. Whoa, why didn't she say anything? I don't know. Maybe she wasn't sure if we'd think she was more or less guilty because of it. Or she didn't trust any of us enough to tell us. Yeah, there's been a lot of that lately. Zare looks at you pointedly and you feel yourself tense. Zare? I know what you're thinking, but I'm not the killer. And after finding out everyone's secrets, I can't be the only one you have doubts about. You look at the work schedule, hospital bracelet, and voice recorder you dumped on your desk in a mad rush to the police station. I guess I never did get a chance to look at this stuff. You reach for the recorder you found at Mr. Delphin's house. When suddenly you hear the snapping of bubble wrap coming from downstairs. That doesn't sound like bubble wrap. What was that? Shh. You freeze, listening closely to the sounds of someone creeping slowly but steadily up the stairs. Someone's setting off my trap. You look around for something, anything you can use as a weapon. Dude, if they hit that bear trap, we don't really need a weapon, but whatever. I should grab a brass bookend or an umbrella. Ooh. I mean, the umbrella, I could kind of keep them at bay, but that brass bookend, if I hide behind a door, I just whack them in the head with it. So I'm going to go with the bookend. What trap? As you pull one of the globe-shaped bookends off the nearby shelf, Zare jumps back. Whoa, what are you planning to do with that? Whatever I have to in order to survive, follow me. You lead a confused Zare into your closet. Inside the closet, you drop to your knees and push your way to the back, shoving falling clothes and shoes out of your way. I know it's back here somewhere. Found it. You find the indent of the side paneling on the back wall and tug it open. What the? Shh, no time, come on. How the hell did we get out of there? You grab their hand and lead them carefully into the dark passage behind the panel. Careful, it's pretty narrow in here. What is this place? It's a passage between mine and Destiny's rooms. We used it all the time when we were kids. We should have come out right. As you slide the panel in Destiny's wall open, you and Zare tumble out of Destiny's closet and into her room. Oof. Here. Whoa. You look up to find a startled Tyson standing over you, mouth agape. What's going on? Where did you two even come from? Shh. Zare rushes to the door and locks it. Someone's here. They were on their way to Azrael's room, so we snuck in here through the closet. What? A violent thud sounds in your room, and seconds later there's a frantic knock at the door. Zare opens it to reveal Coda's panicked face. There you guys are. Can you hear that noise? I think someone's in the house. You can hardly keep from falling to your knees with relief when you see him. Guys, look around. Someone broke in and is rampaging in my room, but we're all here. You say that like it's a good thing. Don't you know what this means? None of us is the killer. I'm so sorry for doubting. All of you knew it couldn't be one of us. I mean, we'll go with this one. I knew it couldn't be. I totally did not suss any of you. Okay, so we've been friends for too long for a literal murderer to go unnoticed in our groups. I'm just glad the suspicions and questioning can be over now. Another thud sounds, and as the gravity of the situation settles over all of you, Tyson clears his throat. Guys, if we're all about to die, I just want to say that I love you all, and I'm glad we can go out as friends. As Tyson blinks back tears, a fire starts to burn in your chest. No, screw that. We've gone through too much to just roll over and give up now. Nobody else dies tonight, not if I have anything to say about it. You look around at your friends, the people you love most in the world, and in that moment you decide, enough is enough. I'm done running from this maniac. It's time to stand our ground. Hell yeah. It's 4 versus 1, and together we can take whatever idiot was bold enough to walk through that door. Are you guys with me? Let's get this loser. They're not gonna know what hit him. You survey the room, still messy from the party, and amidst the discarded cans and empty solo cups, you spot someone's abandoned football pads. Those would do a decent job stopping a knife blade, and if I land a good hit, they're definitely gonna hurt. Use the football gear to take on the killer, gain a boost to your fortitude, and land some sweet, sweet justice. Oh my gosh, that's kind of cute. I like it. Okay, so we're gonna get it. So you want to play a game? Take the fight to the killer and strike back without fear. Buy this item. Here, help me put these on. You scoop up the pads and your friends help you strap them on. Okay, everyone, let's make this psycho pay. It's time to avenge our friends. Yep, it's time to avenge our friends. This one's for Alan, Destiny, and Lucky. You lead your friends out of Destiny's room and into the hall. As you approach the door to your room, the sounds of the killer trashing everything get louder and louder. 1, 2, 3. You kick the door in with one swift motion, startling the killer as they're in the middle of shredding your pillow. Huh? Fuck, man, you know I'm not in there. What are you shredding my pillow for? Hey, you! I should rush them, taunt them, ram them with the football pads, attack them with my weapon. I'm gonna ram them with the pads. Like, what do we buy it for if not to use it? So you charge at them, angling the hard shell of your shoulder pad down to catch them in the chest. Oof. Not so much fun when you're on the other end, huh? I'm having plenty of fun. You, on the other hand, those eyes look familiar behind that mask. Like, I feel like we can see more of the killer behind the mask now than in previous chapters. I don't know if that's just me or what. The killer draws back to slash at you, only for the blade to merely skim the padding, leaving you unharmed. Not this time. Careful, guys, they've got a knife. You motion for your friends to stay back, but they stay firm just inside the doorway. They stand firm just inside the doorway. Are you okay? Never better. Get back, all of you. You You will let me leave this room. The killer brandishes the knife again, their eyes scanning between the four of you, and you can practically feel their desperation fill the room. Their back is literally against the wall. I can't chance what they'll do to try to break free. You fight to smother your anger at the situation, trying only to focus on your need to protect your friends. Do what they say, guys. I don't want anyone else getting hurt. That's right, back into the hallway. You do what they say, backing out of the room and giving them enough space to get by you. Even if I have to let you go for now, I will get you. It'll be a pleasure, but I think I'll be going now. The killer turns to leave, but the second their back is turned, Zaire darts forward. They take up an empty wine bottle left in the hall from the party and bring it down hard on the back of the killer's head. What are you doing? I don't care what they do to me, they're not getting away. Zaire keeps hold of the now broken bottle, pulling it back and going in to jab at the killer's side. But the killer blocks it with their arms, sending the bottle crashing to the floor. They rear back, bringing the blade forward with a mighty swipe. Zaire, watch out! I should jump on the killer's back, tell Coda and Tyson to get the knife, pull Zaire back. Coda and Tyson could get hurt. Pulling Zaire back might be the smart thing, but they could still get stabbed. But I don't know if I should jump on the killer's back. Like, is that gonna help Zaire? With the padding on and stuff, it would definitely make me a little heavier. I'm gonna try jumping on the killer's back. Leave them alone. You launch yourself onto the killer before they have a chance to turn around, wrapping your arms around their neck, and as the killer staggers under you, you squeeze your arms tighter. Can't breathe. Yeah, that's kind of the point. Desperate, the killer rears back, slamming you against the wall, but the football padding absorbs most of the force, keeping your head protected. Haha, exactly, I knew it. Set hike, the football gear kept you safe. You're gonna have to try harder than that. You bear down even tighter until, in a fit of panic, the killer wrenches out of your grasp. As the killer advances on you, knife ready in their hand, you let out a breath. Bring it on. For you, anything. Ah. As the killer raises the blade in their fist, you strike out with a punch, connecting with the killer's nose. They reel back, obviously stunned. I might not have this advantage long. Maybe I could... But before you can formulate a plan, the killer stands, eyes wild, and lunges at you with a wide swing, only for a blur to rush at them. That's enough! He wrenches the killer's arm behind their back and gives them a solid push, right into your trap. Ugh! The killer manages to take 2 steps before reaching the oiled part of the hallway, and as their feet go flying out from under them, they land on the ground with a hard thud. What the hell? I may have set up a little something perfect for catching a low-down dirty killer. The killer climbs to their feet, and as you've hoped, they fail to notice the bear trap lying in wait. The jaws spring free, entrapping their ankle and drawing blood as they try to wrangle free. Damn it, somebody help! Yeah, I don't think so. I've got to say, that worked better than I thought it would. As the killer groans in pain, clearly not going anywhere, you turn to see horrified expressions on your friends' faces. Keep the change, you filthy animal. Your trap caught a killer. Remind me not to ever piss you off, Azrael. Come on, let's get them tied up in the living room before they have a chance to escape. You know who that kind of looked like? I think it's the detective. Like, I feel like it's him behind that mask. I don't think this is who we've been seeing this whole entire time. This is somebody else. I think there's multiple Stabby Joes. I don't think this is the main one. Careful to avoid the various components of your trap, you and your friends get the killer tied to a chair. Okay, Psycho, let's see who you really are. 2 days to fight it, the killer lets you pull off the Stabby Joe mask, revealing... Wait, that's a creep! Oh my god, you're that weirdo who was stalking me when I first got back. Whoa, stalking you? All I wanted was to ask a question, but you were so full of yourself. And why? You don't even appreciate your iconic ancestry. You and your sister are a disgrace to the Stabby Joe name. Was it like a cult behind this guy? At the mention of destiny, you're overwhelmed by the sudden urge to rip his throat out with your bare hands, and only barely do you manage to step away. I've heard enough. Let's call the cops. I want to see the mayor explain her way out of this one. You know what? I think it's time Mother Dearest answered for a lot of things. You start to step away, but before you get too far, you hear the man shout after you. You're trash. After you abandoned the island, he prepared for you. The only thing you deserve is death, you spoiled ungrateful. You turn your head to respond, but before he can finish, Tyson grabs a nearby plank and brings it down hard on his head, knocking him unconscious. Never speak to Azrael like that again. Oh, thank you. And that is the end of the chapter. That was a good one. I don't think it was as good as last week's, but that chapter was good. I thoroughly enjoyed that, and I'm glad to see that it's probably not our friends. Although, we never know. Things can change. They could be working with whoever the killer is. But that was definitely interesting, and I thought the person behind the Stabby Joe mask was not the person that we have been seeing. And I think this is going to be, there's going to be multiples of these Stabby Joes. That's what I'm kind of leaning towards now after seeing that. So chapter 10 for next week will be To Catch a Killer. TerrorFest rages on as one killer is caught and the truth about another is revealed. Man, that was a good chapter. Definitely good. Like I said, not as good as last week's, but it was good. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I hope you guys did as well. Leave me a comment down below, your theories. Like, what do you think's going on? Do you think, kind of like me, that it could be multiples now at this point? It's obvious that the creepy guy that was from the first chapter, it's obvious Stabby Joe has more on this island, than what we know. It's not just like this little party that they throw, and it's scary and all this other stuff. It could be a cult. Could it be a cult? I'm kind of leaning towards it, or at least fanatics, that, really want to follow whatever teachings of Stabby Joe. There's more going on here than just somebody, wanting to kill people, because this guy, thinks that I abandon my ancestry by apparently not following in Stabby Joe's footsteps, and that this is my island and I'm refusing, to honor Stabby Joe. So it's definitely very interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing the next chapter, as I hope you are too. So please leave me a like down below, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time. Bye.